All right, I am going to start up. It's about almost 20 minutes to 1. A couple things. I put these in here. I put two new things for today. Lauren sent me an email today, and I asked her if it was okay if I shared it with you, and she said yes. She had some questions. She wanted to know about receiving the degree and the certification, etc. And I had said here, even if there had been a graduation, on graduation day, you walk through the procession and they give you a little black holder that the diploma goes in, but they don't give you the diploma itself. All right, they're not ready to turn it around that fast here. Typically, it takes somewhere around 6 weeks. I have no idea, but I do believe that there is no one literally working in campus right now. Now, that said, the diplomas are probably printed out someplace else. So my hope is that you'll get them when you would normally get them anyway. Um, I also wouldn't be very surprised if Janie Summers or somebody sends out an email on these, letting you know when you can expect your diploma. That's really about all I know. All right. Number two, yeah, if there's any way I can help you after you graduate, please. All right. And at the end of this email, Lauren thanked me for, because especially with the weirdness of the semester, and I'm saying, no, it should be really you, all of you who are thanked. All right. And as it says there, with what you've all endured over the last 2 years, and especially the last 9 weeks, any way that I can help you, I'm more than happy to try. There isn't a person in this class that I wouldn't feel comfortable giving a positive reference for. So I put all of my information down there in down there. I will tell you, I don't know for sure when I'm going back. All right. They talked about, I got an email from Mr. Gudmested the other day saying that he and Mr. Corrigan had a meeting with some of the other department chairs, and they're going to try to see if they can possibly start the summer semester June 1st. But as far as I know, there's still a stay-at-home order in the city of St. Louis. So until that's lifted, they can't do that. So I don't know when we'll be back. The only reason I'm telling you that, if you get a job interview and you want to use me for a reference, fine. Have them email me. Don't have them phone me. All right. Are there any other resources available to you upon graduation? In the past, usually for about a year or 9 months, Janie Summers, who runs the Career Services Center at Rankin, she sends out a listing of all the jobs that she's gotten over the last month. Now, she doesn't ferret them out in that um, there will be one that will say on it like IWT. Again, we used to be called Internet Web Technology. All right. Some of those that are in IWT are really not going to be for you. They're going to be more help support type of jobs. But you can look in there, all right, as an example. If you are not getting those, so I would say if it's June 1st and you have not received anything from her, then email her. Again, I'm putting emails and phone numbers down. I have no idea what her cell is, her personal cell, but she's probably not on campus right now. But she's always been good, as far as I'm concerned, for returning emails. All right. Will you consider to receive updates? To my knowledge, this is what I was told. Your Rankin email stays on the system for 9 months, which would make it approximately February 6th. All right. And, as far as that goes, then, like I said, you'll be able to get a hold of me. I think that what they're starting to do is whatever non-Rankin email you have given Rankin, they're trying to send those out to instructors. Now, if you have not already done so, after you graduate or by the end of the week or whatever, send me out an email on a non-Rankin email. In other words, if you've got a Gmail or whatever, if I get job listings, I'll send them both to your Rankin email and whatever non-Rankin email you send me. But my guess is some of you probably will have very little desire to go and look at your rank and email after this week. All right. I talked to Mr. Kreshak. I did not get a response back from Ms. Mueller, but Mr. Kreshak said, "Hey, have your students send me links to their electronic portfolio, send me resumes, send me cover letters, whatever they'd like to send." He said that they are still hiring. All right, so I've got that there. Ms. Mueller, you can do the same thing, but like I said, she has not answered my emails. All right. Okay. Finally, other than that, like I said here, check Indeed.com, check Dice.com. They're even starting to offer job listings on LinkedIn.com. Do that daily. And when you contact people like Mr. Kreshak and Ms. Mueller, contact them first and see if they'd send them a LinkedIn request. All right. As it says, this is going to be a trying time for everybody. All right. I think you're all talented enough to make it through there and to get a job. All right. You may not get one right away. I have no idea how this is going to work. All right. Secondly, I got an email from Mr. Smith this morning. Evidently, I should have known this before, but I didn't. What they want you to do, they meaning Rankin, is rather than you giving a Zoom presentation like I was planning on having you do, I was told, no, that's too problematic. What we want students to do is to make their own YouTube video and then send me a link to that YouTube video. Now, there are all sorts of different software packages you can use to do that. In this handout, I'll go over it in just a minute, but this was provided by Mr. Smith. He gives some. I found another one online this morning. This is free. It's called Movavi. All right. And you can make YouTube videos off of that. I've never used it. I think you all know that before Zoom came along here, I was using Camtasia. To my knowledge, you can even get a free copy of Camtasia that will last you for a week. I'm sorry, it'll last you for a month. That's unless TechSmith has changed it. But they always had that in the past, that it was a copy that'll do everything that mine does. All right. And if you want to do that, if you decide that you want to use Camtasia and you need some tips or whatever, I'm more than happy to provide any help I can give. All right. Now, so as of right now for your presentation, it said you were supposed to complete it on Zoom. They don't want that. They said they've had too many problems. In fact, I'm one of the few people using Zoom. All right. So they wanted to change this and they wanted you to make a 10 to 20 minute long presentation on YouTube, put it out there. You can make it public. All right. But that does that mean anybody can look at it? Yes. But you have to give them the URL. So the only person that you have to give a URL to is me. But I do want to tell you this. Notice that is 40% of your grade. So you have to find a way to do this. As soon as I finish today, I'm going to go online and look up this Movavi. I'm going to look up and see if Camtasia is still free. I'm going to look up and see if I can find some packages for you to possibly use. All right. And I've got to make sure that the 6 people who are not watching this video right now, I'm going to keep sending them this email right here until they answer back. All right. But like I said, I don't want anyone to fail this class. I don't want anyone to fail the class period, but I don't want you to fail your project because you didn't do any kind of you didn't make any kind of performance. All right. No presentation. All right. Now, very quickly, because I don't want to waste your time. You got a limited amount of time as it is, but where is it? Let's see. There this is what was sent from Mr. Smith. All right. Due to the nature of the current situation, limited bandwidth, and the difficulty for some students, all right, to alleviate this, he wants to do this, and I've been told I should do the same thing. Pre-record your presentation and demo, upload it to YouTube. All right. You can make it unlisted, but I need to be sure that I can get access to it. So, I mean, one thing you can do is make it public, send me a copy of the URL that goes along with it. All right. And then after Friday or Thursday, just remove it. You must provide me a link. He mentions here that there is some other screen recording software. I've never used any of this. So if he uses OBS, I don't even know what that is. And NVIDIA Shadowplay, I don't know what it is. Fraps, I don't know what it is. All right. It says many other options are available online. Do not sign up for anything that costs you money. That's not the goal of this class. All right. To record your app, it says there's different tools that you can use. The easiest way is to put it in the emulator. If you're going to do that, make sure before you start your presentation, your emulator is up and running. And ideally, you've got the program up and running also. I still want you to put your project out on GitHub and send me an invite to it. This is the presentation part. And he's got other stuff on here, screen sharing and other things that you can do. I just got this morning. All right. And I have not really looked at it in much depth or breadth of coverage. All right. And it says you can even record your screen using Android Studio. So I don't know how to do any of that stuff because I've never tried to. All right. Like I said, believe it or not, what may be the easiest thing for you to do is to actually use Camtasia if it's free. If I'm going to check right after class, and if I find out that it's free, I'm going to do a Camtasia video on how to do a Camtasia video. All right. And I will look at that other one that I showed you. I'll look at a couple of these. All right. You might be best off almost just YouTubing, all right, on how to do a YouTube presentation. I'm sure there are literally scores of them out there. All right. And then finally, the last thing, I know you've heard this before. I keep saying the same kind of stuff over and over and over again. Yeah, why do you do that? I do that because evidently some people are not listening or are not hearing it or whatever. All right. Let's see. Make sure that you go out online, go into insiderankin.org. Please double check and make sure that you have every assignment turned in. I think I'm caught up on assignments. If you disagree with that, just send me an invite to whatever you think you've done that I haven't graded yet. All right. But I've been trying the best I can now to keep up with grading. All right. And you remember your electronic portfolio was also worth 150 points on its own. Again, I think I said this before, but I did a 3-part presentation. This is 30 minutes. That's like 27. And that's like 23 on how to use MobiRise if you forgot how to do that or never used it. I created my own app in here. It is unbelievably simplistic. All right. Show it to you very quickly because I want to finish up. So again, if you didn't see it before, that's mine. There's not much to it. But I did add, for example, you can see how, that there are links. So I can jump down to web. I can jump to Android. I can jump down to my contact. I can go back home again. At a minimum, you should have things like that. It should be professional looking. Somewhere on there should be a link to your resume. All right. What you do for pictures too, the pictures should look professional. the pictures should be in focus. In other words, you shouldn't go in and manually change the size of your pictures. Oh, why? Why did you do that? Because it looked better here. Well, it may look better there, but it now almost looks out of focus. You don't want that. This should look as professional as possible. I mean, I even put my picture here. It's not the greatest place to put it, all right? But I did that, and you can see I don't link to it. It doesn't do anything. You can do that, but really yours should be bigger than that. All right. So again, please read the email that you got today. Read it slowly. Read the things that Mr. Smith has provided. Go out, check and see if you've got any work that's outstanding. All right. Yeah, I mean, again, 10 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, I have to have grades in because I've got a meeting at 10. All right. Anything that's not done has got to go in the books as a 0. I can do a grade change at a later time, but I hate doing stuff like that for people who are graduating and basically are finished. I want you to be done so you can be done. All right. So unless any of you have any questions, all right, that's all I have. Again, look, because I will try to make at least one presentation on Camtasia or something else and put it out there by the end of the day today on how you should do presentations. All right. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.
Can you reset my FileZilla?
Is that Christian?
Yes, it's Christian.
I will. Yes.
And
I'll do that right after class.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah, let me know if it doesn't work in 5 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.